Before we start this review, can I ask something from you? Can we all just acknowledge that the Studio Series 86 Constructicons were probably the most disappointing thing that Hasbro has ever released? Up until this point, they were all terrible. I don't own any of them, but I don't need to own these to tell you that this is bad. Okay, Bone Crusher is the only deluxe who, despite the fact they're all deluxe sized and engineered, and he looks fucking atrocious. And as for the rest of them, wow, Hasbro. I gotta say, I'm really impressed. You managed to sell 2 deluxes together at the price of a Commander? And what, because you added like an extra trailer of shit? And Mixmaster and especially Scrapper. These things are Voyagers. Voyagers! Huh?
But Mr. T, haven't you realized that at this point Voyager means price point, not scale? They needed to make them Voyager. They have an extra joint in their tummy.
No. That's not gonna work here. You're really gonna sit here and tell me you're going to package and send us a deluxe-sized toy with hollow bits all over him, poor engineering with, like, realistically 6 steps of engineering, mediocre articulation, including the lack of wrist and waist articulation, all of this. And on top of all that, this is basically just a figure that you already made as a Voyager, shrunk the fuck down, so nothing is new other than the elbow articulation, and you're gonna tell me that all of this, despite the fact that this is barely scraping of what a deluxe should be, this is now a Voyager because of one single fucking joint! I'm sorry for screaming. I'm not going to do that again. Honestly, I didn't think it would get worse than Studio Series 86 Springer, where they literally resold us a Voyager at leader price with, like, shit that nobody cares about. But oh my god. So, what I've described has been disappointment after disappointment, not unlike the core class Dinobots, but at least those were really tiny figures, so like, who gives a shit if they suck? Not to mention, at least they had a couple of good ones, most particularly the last one, Snarl, who was actually really good for a core class. So maybe these guys can follow suit. Well, it's nice that they saved the best for last. Scavenger. This is easily the best of the Constructicons. Not only does he have the best design, but also he's relatable as shit because of how much he hates himself, and he also killed Prowl. Oh my god, he's my hero! So, I was very excited because there was a very high chance that this one would actually be good, or at least passable in comparison to the other 5. After all, looking at his photos, he doesn't look too bad. So, is he a good figure? Let's find out. So, we start off in excavator mode, and it's an excavator. I don't know what else you want me to say. He's got the colors of green and purple, he's very flat on the top, and he's got nice treads, and then he's got the shovel. It has decent articulation at 3 points, and then an extra one here, for some reason. This section can get out of place pretty easily because of how the arms plug in, but, you know, otherwise it's decent, doesn't roll. At least it isn't a Voyager, so I can't complain too much. There's not much else to say. The detailing's pretty good, the colors are... I guess we'll talk about the colors later. It is an excavator for sure, so... yeah, it does a good job. That's it. I don't really even have any comparisons, because, like... dude, I don't know, fucking know. It's just, it's a Scavenger. I don't have any of the other Constructicons, so fuck it. Here's Dead End.
Kill myself.
Let's transform this guy now. Oh shit, I forgot weapon storage. Yeah, there's just so much else to talk about with this alt mode. I mean, there you go, there you go, there you go. Great.
But Mr. T, that's supposed to go down for the robot mode. That's supposed to go down.
There you go. I was about to say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have that, but it's okay. You just gotta make him look down, which is pretty in character now I think about it. So that was transformation, and the complete entirety of the transformation.
Well, Mr. T, why aren't you showing the combination form?
Because I'm not getting the rest of them, asshole. It's the Combiner Wars one, man. It's very simple. It's not necessarily fun. There's a couple of clashing parts, not to mention some sticky sections like opening up his feet and even closing them up. That's not terrible. It's just exceedingly fine. So that just leaves us with the robot mode. Remember how I said that this was potentially the first good Constructicon?
It's fantastic.
Oh my god. What did they do to you, Scavenger? Everything's wrong! His waist is really long, his arms are really short, his head's really tiny, his legs are... I guess they're fine. And then his dick! Why is his dick so big? He just looks so fucking stupid. Not to mention the color scheme. Now here's the thing. I really like the color scheme of this bright and vibrant green, as well as a deep, dark purple. It's a really cool color scheme, and while the purple is great and very Elmer Glue looking, the green is pale and kinda gross looking. I don't know, the Combiner Wars one looked perfectly fine. If you're gonna copy those figures, can you at least copy all the good parts?
But Mr. T, this is supposed to be more show accurate.
Yeah, I don't remember the Constructicons looking quite this bad. Not to mention the hands are purple and painted green for some reason. They don't even look green. They just look like a disgusting shade of yellow. Ugh. Let me put it this way. This is what Scavenger thinks he looks like whenever he sees himself in a mirror. Let's go over his articulation, or do we go over his weapons? Fuck it, here's his gun, here's his gun, here's his gun. Now he can shoot prowl, cool. I put my prowl up. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, every single part of him is hollow. These are hollow, and would you believe it, these are hollow. Even his legs, his thighs are hollow. I get that this is a deluxe and not a Voyager, but come on, man. Couldn't you just make him filled out at least a little bit? And you know what? At least he's got a good head sculpt. Why don't you shine on that? Give me, look at that head sculpt. Look at that. Get lost in that. Get lost in that. So hey, they got the head sculpt right, which is probably the most important part of robot mode. Everything else is wrong, though. Like, I knew his proportions weren't perfect, but as long as they weren't bone crusher, at least they'd be passable, right? Yeah, unfortunately, they're just a little bit off. It's just so... Maybe his articulation's really good. I don't know. I haven't checked it yet. He's got a up and down head, swivel. Okay. He's got these big, cheap-looking ball joints in the shoulders. He's got another ball joint for the elbows. You can do that for the wrists. That doesn't count. No waist swivel. Okay. All right. His hips go all the way around, and they're also on ball joints. Cool. He does have a thigh swivel and a decent knee. And hey, I bet his ankle pivot's pretty good. Yeah. Though that being said, they're a little uncomfortable. You have to snap them back into place, especially with his knees. Ugh. Also, you can pose a scorpion tail whichever way you want. Wish there was maybe one more joint right here, but it's fine. And working in conjunction with both his hips and his ankles, this is the widest stance possible with both feet flat on the floor. Now, I would normally give this a... Unfortunately, it looks like that. So,
Oh, that sucks.
So, you know what, all things considering, articulation isn't bad by any means, but it also just looks really stupid whenever you get him in any pose, because he looks like this. And also, a lot of his joints are just incredibly uncomfortable, either because of how much they click in, like a lot of his leg joints, or they just feel incredibly cheap because you instantly notice the hollowness, like on his arms, as soon as you move them. Oh, also, you can do this, but not this one. You can't move that one. I guess you could. 10 out of 10 figure. For some comparisons, I decided to bring in my other favorite members from the other Combiner teams that we have so far. So for the Constructicons, we have Vortex, who, yes, just so happens to be my favorite member other than, I guess, Bruticus on the whole. And as for the Stunticons, we have Motormaster. Well, this is all nice and great, but I know what you're thinking. Where's the aerial bots? Favorite aerial bot?
We don't have those around here. The aerial don't have the best temper. You should have known that, Swimmer. The aerial don't belong in this house.
I guess it's Fireflight, but he's not out yet. Honestly, comparing the two, I mean, these also happen to just be insanely good figures, and I'll probably take a look at them in another video. Come on, man. It just makes them look so disappointing. Like, come on. These are two lovingly crafted figures that are freshly made and exciting. Meanwhile, this is just a cheap rehash, and it looks worse than the first time. Oh, and also here he is with his Blockies counterpart. I know what you're thinking.
Oh, Mr. T, this is an unfair comparison. This guy doesn't transform.
Yeah. He was also only $8. And come on, being able to transform doesn't really help when it comes to the issues when it comes to the coloring of the figure, right? At least his head sculpt's better, so there's that. So where does that leave us? It's not very good, unfortunately. This is not only a disappointing figure, but it's also just a re-release of the Combiner Wars one. But it also just looks worse. How are you going to release a figure from a very problematic toy line while we're in the golden years and make it look worse on almost every single level? I don't know, man. I don't hate it. It's not a terrible figure. It's still Scavenger, but I don't know what else to tell you, man. I expected better. You know what the worst part is? This is as best as these guys are going to get.
You are doing the best you can. And it's not enough. I can't do it. I don't understand you. You do weird, mean things to me. You're mean to me.
The other guys, even if they're probably better figures, they're just so poorly priced that I at least can recommend this one because it's like, it's just a deluxe. And it's actually priced as a deluxe. It's just kind of mediocre or weird looking. The fact that this is the highlight of the set, still, I am adamant on. Dude, what the fuck were they thinking?
People around you will thank you. Stink.
What, you're saying that my life is fake?
Yes.
I don't know, man. But if you ask me, you probably should do the deed.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Big dumb baby! Big dumb baby! Get away from this. You're gonna catch pink eye.